years. Very much in the same mould as what's next door. This is kind of how we found it, if not slightly worse. There was actually a Hungarian outfit working out here that were sandblasting cars and doing all sorts of stuff. So we had holes in the roof, holes in the walls. We had to do an awful lot of work to even get it looking like this. But I think we've done a pretty good job. I'm going to talk a little bit about the mashing, because from a whiskey point of view, this is really where Claggy is beginning to kind of get its profile. And I'll kind of take you in, feel free to come through. Put that on pause for 2 seconds, Dylan, that's alright? Yeah, excellent. So, you don't really need your hard hats for this bit, it's probably fair to say. It's mainly the next bit that we're going to.
I'm just trying to look sexy.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's like the politician in the photo shoot, right? You just need to look busy for votes. Dylan here is currently one of our distillery ops. You've only been here for how long, Dylan?
A month and a few days.
He's still on probation, so how you interact with him and how he interacts with you is really important to me. But he's doing a really, really good job.
Nice to meet you.
No pressure. Dylan actually came to us. You've got a load of different experiences, but last of all, you were actually working in the kind of greenhouses for
The Development Trust.
Development Trust.
Yes.
It's a very different thing, and we kind of felt that we're a big believer that in distilling, there's distilling skills and then there's skills for distilling, and actually, skills for distilling is the really important bit. It's about 95% of the job. That 5% becomes a specialist, and that's where Greg kind of really adds the secret sauce. Whereas we're pretty confident we can get pretty much anybody with kind of transferable skills to get into spirits, to get into food and drink, and we've seen already with Dylan that there's been a huge amount of transfer with what he's been doing. Our mashing happens here out in Scale East and starts off with these bags really. So in each one of these we've got 25 kilograms of Maris Otter malt. Maris Otter was chosen for a number of reasons. The first was to try and get the flavour. That was by far and away the biggest motivation that we have, was to use a malt that was going to make something really, really good that not just goes into the bottle but actually has almost a little bit of a mystique about it, that we can tell a story. As I'm sure you can tell from our tour so far, it's a very odd tour that you're getting today, but it's still a tour. The storytelling is a big part of what we have to do, because if we're going to be putting a bottle on somebody's shelf in 4, 5, 6, 7 years' time, if I'm being really honest, taste alone will not sell that. It's the brand, it's the story, and for us, it's the people behind that makes the huge difference. So when we were looking at all the different malts that we could go for, we were looking an awful lot about, well, what traditionally, when whiskey was at its best, what type of malts were being used. And Greg, who has a bit of an encyclopedic knowledge about this, because this is where distilling and brewing kind of have the shared family history on the kind of tree of spirits and drinks. Maris Otter was one of the ones that you kind of quickly identified. So I don't know if you want to talk about the malts